I just wanted to do this real quick just to test it out to make sure everything does sound pretty good, so nothing special. Oh. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, the question is, how quick can I get to the goal? Alright, 25 seconds. Wonderful. And it's not screaming in my ears, the volume, so let's see how that goes. And then if so far so good, then time to get to work on probably the most special game in this whole thing. With an asterisk, because it's kind of flawed. I'm just recording ahead of time, but capturing video gameplay. But now finally got to definitely the best part of this collection. And even though it is the best part of the collection, arguably, the thing is though, this one is flawed for a good reason, but I'll rant on it some other time. Time to start this puppy up without further ado. Oh, thought I had a intro video, but whatever. The intro movie to this is still really good. Alright, clearly I've done this before, but time to get a roll on. There are a lot of good things done in this version. Oh, good. So I did have a little bit of Michael Jackson tunage in this, which is good. But I'm probably gonna mute that out on a few zones right there, because I can imagine there are entities that will be upset about that, but I digress. So, one thing that was good in a newer game, Sonic Superstars, was that when it came to super stages in that, you were limited to one per zone, which I thought was actually kind of good in its own way, because it had you commit to getting the Chaos Emeralds throughout the game, as opposed to trying to go full ham. So I'm going to do a similar approach on this, where I effectively just get one Chaos Emerald per level, which would get me all 7 by approximately Garfield Night Zone. These special stages, the Blue Spheres, quite frankly, have yet to ever be topped. Got pretty close in Sonic Mania. I found it kind of funny though that the game that came out after this, Sonic 3D Blast, kind of pulled a Sonic 2. Pressing A or whatever button of choice, skipping the points counter is definitely one of the coolest things. Alright. Let's see if I can get my favorite bonus stage. Yep, this one. Hindsight 2020, I remember how initially hard this one seemed, but then as I got better, this easily became the favorite. I do love how they reinvigorated a so-called gambling addiction with the slot machine version of the bonus stage, which that one was Oh boy, that one was entertaining in its own right. But you can definitely cheese getting lives, or in this case, coins, in this bonus stage. Speaking of cheesing coins, okay, got that, got that. Now, I just want to have a little bit of fun exploring around here because I've only been on this for a minute. And of course, I found myself backtracking, but whatever. Okay, here we are. Miles, can you come back, please? I don't know. I'll just see if I can get him to come to me in the old-fashioned way. Okay, there we go. In future iterations of this game, though, even through, of all things, Sonic 3 Air, they made it to where you can play a slightly newer area for Knuckles up top, which I thought was pretty sweet. Did they make that for up here? Probably not, but oh well. I would go lower, but let's be real. The Electro Shield is still goated. Okay. Come on. I know that was the Magnetic Orbs special stage, but I don't need to do it right now. Okay. Time for one of the best innovations that Sonic 3 added. Mini boss. Come on. Made this a little too simple there, and I was glad when I finally was able to play this as Knuckles that they made that one just a smidge more tough. And the end of the stage music also has never been topped. Okay, special stage is indeed coming up, but I will wait just a little bit. Bubble Shield, another great. I mean, all three elemental shields are really great, let's not lie. Okay, got that, got that. Okay, I really ought to just go up. There we go. Oops. Not that I'm worried about it. It's not as fun when having a perfect run. Okay. Insta shield for the win. Come on. There we go. Also a great innovation on later iterations here where you can control Tails single player as opposed to having to put down the controller to pick up the second controller to do that. That was particularly annoying. I always like this little piece of sculpture or background, whatever you want to call it. Okay, now keep to my word. There we go. Out of all the Sonic 3 special stages, I don't think there's really a single bad one. Sonic and Knuckles, though, there was one that was super tricky to narrow down. This one and the second to last one had the most blue spheres. Not here. Okay. Okay. Got that. Almost done there. Oh yeah, Origins, the way that they did that on the special stages this time would be the ring counter goes down, then up. Okay, got that, got that. Okay, and let's narrow that down. That was an almost oopsie daisy. More coins. Alright, I managed to get this without losing the shield, but I'm gonna have to lose the shield. Whatever. Okay. Okay. I'm not talking much right now because the music. Okay. And that was the bubblegum bonus stage, but I'm gonna wait on that. One cool thing about Sonic 3 Air, for anyone who has not played that version, is that you can set it to where this one will just bomb you and you have to watch your step on that one. Whereas this, you just continue to hold right. And I don't know, either way works. Great build up to see Robotnik for the first time in this game. Thank you, Tails. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Also, best boss music, honestly. You won't be laughing later in the game, buddy. As a kid, this to me has always been known as Hydro City, but I have since agreed that Hydrocity also rolls off the tongue pretty well. So, I'm either or for Hydro City. One day I'll probably pronounce it Hydro City, the next time it'll be Hydrocity. Depends on the day and my mood. Okay. Oh! Yep. Probably got a little too sure of myself, but whatever. It's not like I haven't done this before. Can't remember if that was the only time you had just like the little spike balls on those little belts. This part does not get old. Right about here. This is where you would love to have an electro shield. I want to say there is one sort of close. Let's see. No. I don't need it. I think I'd rather go up. Okay. Hitching a ride. I'm gonna go backwards so I don't miss this. This is the first one that you would need to do kind of like a little bit of a trick jump to get up perfect on this stage. Like you'd have to either use the star balls, star spheres, or intentionally miss one blue sphere at the end. That is very clever design. Alright, now 2 more clusters. When I say clusters, I mean the clusters of 16. Second to last one. I know this is very common knowledge, but there will always be at least one person that may not know, so hopefully this does come to someone's assistance someday. We'll see. The Sonic and Knuckles 1-up is why not? Here we go. 116, okay. Let's see if I can get at least 30 to 50 rings in here. Through the slot machine, that is. It's easy to get 24. As long as you don't mind bouncing around a little bit. So the bar one. No. Oh well. Could have been worse. boss music fix. So it was kind of funny when in original Sonic 3, like original vanilla February 94 Sonic 3 came out. You got the Robotnik boss music on this. This is one where rewards don't precisely matter. Unless you get a bubble shield, which I need to do some checking to see if you do get a bubble shield down here. I don't remember. And this is the part where if you don't know how to spin dash by now, you're not gonna go very far. This part doesn't get old. Yes, I know, I say a lot of things in this game don't get old, but it's because they don't. Okay, now going up. I have to say, I do love the iteration that T-Lups does in Sonic Mania for this level. This particular level is probably what makes Hydro City legendary in the Sonic universe. Got you, got you, got you. This is the first part where you go ridiculously all over the place. I can only imagine. I generally recall how I felt when I was first playing this, especially after figuring out Spin Dash on my own, which, again, at first I just could not figure it out for the life of me, which is similar to something else way later in this game too. And that's 2 zones away from here, by the way. And this is number 4. If you ever needed to test your reds on your display, look no further. I was just about to say, there are multiple ways you can do this, but there's one way you don't want to try to do is miss at least one of those in doing that, because that is where you can really mess up. Alright. So many rings. A little voice crack there for a bit. Yawn. I shouldn't yawn. I mean, that's just practice. they show off the Chaos Emeralds at the end of the special stages, though. I really do appreciate that they just give it a little gleam as opposed to the... It escapes me, just the... how they just kind of buzz on screen. Visually buzz on screen. I don't know, I just... Probably could have got that one thing to the far left, but... oh well. And... definitely want to hang on to that. Don't want that. Ah, so close. That worked out. Alright. And that worked out too. That's why, folks, even if it doesn't work out initially, just keep going because eventually it can work out. Alright. I would not apply that to everything. Case in point, going to another bonus stage. You know, that whole it may work out bit. I would not try to test that logic on the slot machine bonus stage. Alright, I know I missed the barrel, but I'm not going for that special stage that's up there. And I can't remember how long it took me to realize that I could just go on the top of this barrel here when it is that high and then just jump to get into that path to that special stage ring. Also kind of fun to discover for yourself when you're playing Knuckles and you realize you can go through that path and do some serious platforming. Okay, got a free hit. Okay. One of the coolest glitches of all time in Sonic 3 is at this boss, if you go supersonic, you can actually glitch to stay supersonic in regular Sonic form, and the end of the stage will react to it being supersonic. I wouldn't mind showing that off another time. It's easy to find. When I say easy to find videos of, and easy to get to as well. Now, this level, I actually don't hate this level. I honestly think this is what OG Marble Zone wishes it could be. Now, one thing I do like about Marble Zone here is that it is... Hold on a second. That was rude, but that was my own fault. Marble Zone gives you the most special stage chances. I haven't checked the achievements on Origins lately, but Sonic 3 Air has built-in achievements, and one of them is going through the Marble Zone and just finding the super rings all over the place. Especially handy when You're trying to get all the Chaos Emeralds. Wow, why did I do that? I distracted myself. Okay, here's the part that I wanted. Honestly, this one's probably the easiest special stage in Sonic 3, bar none. It's so simple. Then again, the difficulty in this one is paying attention to where you can turn, especially with one of these lanes, or alleys, whatever you want to call it. Fancy footwork. I would have owned it very well with a little chuckle or two, should I have messed myself up there. Alright. I love how this trolls you. Okay. There's that. I've always loved the sound of that spike ball and chain going around. It just feels powerful. Now those tops have been a thorn in a lot of people's sides in this level, but again, no. Well, I'm here. I'll just have this one covered for Act 2. Okay, looking at the ring counter on this one now, for whatever reason, I thought this one had the most rings, but I guess I was remembering incorrectly there. Fancy footwork. I'll just go ahead and get this one out of the way. Two more clusters. Yep, hose myself there. And now to mop up. Let's pull a Yui. I thought that was going to work, but it did not. Oh well. I probably didn't have to do the Yui, but I did anyway. And once again, because I can control tails, don't have to backtrack. Alright. That's the orbs one. Ooh, thank you, Miles. I forgot the spinning top sound effect that they added on that one there. Okay. Don't need heat shield. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, that was great. Just the improved animations, even on that, is just remarkable. That's the thing with remasters. Ooh, even that part where you're just rotating round and round at that part, just those little things are really cool, in my personal humble opinion. I know this part can annoy some folks. Alright. I'll get a shield because that can help deflect stuff from the ceiling at the mini-boss. Okay. Oops. Double oops. Keeping that entertaining for myself, clearly. Personal favorite, but Flame Shield is still okay. Alright. Now. That's a flip of a coin part right there. Just now had a chuckle for myself. Doesn't matter if you... It's just funny that they didn't redo the gumballs or whatever you want to call it for for the star coins, but oh well. It's not the worst thing. Okay, I gotta finish Act 2 here, and then I'm gonna call it. This one, I believe, is one of the longest levels in the game, easily. Which is kind of sad, because I know I'm not alone in thinking that there is another one that people wish were... Another set of levels people wish were longer. And of course, even Robotnik trolls. Okay. The light environmental storytelling with the level changing with the little drilling action there, I always found really neat too. Okay there. Okay, now... Okay, I will say for Marble Garden Act 2, excuse me, Act 2 just seems a little bit more slow, sullen, or just downright... ouch. Comparatively, eh. Okay, that... Yeah, that spinning top sound. Really cool. Alright. Go through this. Clearly, Marble Garden was not that bad if you're incorporating elements of Marble Garden into a Popular Zone remix in Sonic Mania. I, of course, speak of Starlight Speedway. That's why I felt like I need to be careful there. Hey, those grasshoppers are nothing like those mantis douches from Metropolis Zone in Sonic 2. I deserve that one. Yes, this way. Why did I think about going left? I do kind of find it cool that they make sure you're not going this way as Knuckles. Talking about Sonic 3 Air again, though. They sure made it possible to do so. And now... the run for your life part. The part Knuckles gets here is quite tricky. If I were in supersonic form, this would be so cheesed. Yeah, you thought you were gonna get me, didn't you? This out of the way. And now... the part where you learn you gotta cheese things early. Or watch your aim. Alright, here we go. You know, people talk a lot of stuff on other bosses like Big Arm. This one, I think the first time I ever tried this one was actually as Tails, so that one, of course, has this one be a lot more difficult. And I am done for now. So I'm going to cut off here because I am going to just do this without music of a certain zone. Alright, if you happen to watch it, all this so far, thank you. Hope to catch you on another one here, so hopefully you can comment, like, subscribe, anything else in between. And next time I pick this up, I'm gonna mute the music for a few levels while I just do a lot of commenting. Anyway, take care, y'alls. Bye.